Well, my next guest is the author of this book. It's called Fraidy Cat. It's about a cat who is scared to take chances, and so what he does is he just sits there on his little shelf as life passes him by. Sound familiar? Melinda Chambers says, get off that shelf and take a leap of faith. She joins us this morning as part of our book author series. Good morning to you, Melinda.
Good morning, Danielle.
Good to see you.
Good to be here.
What an amazing concept. I think this is a book that really is for kids of all ages, not just the little kids. I think grown-ups can learn a lesson from Fraidy Cat as well. Where did the idea for the book come from?
I'm a storyteller at heart, and I'm always noticing things. I like to observe nature, and one day I was watching mud dauber who was starting to build a nest on the side of my house, and I didn't want the mud up there, so I kept sweeping it away, but she kept coming back, and I kept sweeping it. But then I decided if she's going to be that persistent, I would just let her do it, make her beautiful nest. And I observed it, how pretty all the lines were, and then realized she's also putting a spider in there to feed the eggs, so she's very helpful. And then when the eggs hatch, then they eat the spiders. So from that, I thought, no, there's got to be a book there. And I wanted to write about this, but of course I needed somebody to tell about it, and I thought, well, a cat would be good, and a barn cat, because barns have a lot of cobwebs, and then they have a lot of the mud daubers. So that's where that came from.
So tell me more then about Fraidy Cat. Born on a shelf.
Yes.
Brothers and sisters went off to explore the world. Fraidy Cat stayed behind, did not want to leave that shelf.
Right. Fraidy enjoyed the shelf. It was very comfortable. The mama cat just tried her best to get her to come down, and she was just very content where she was. She was very safe. She didn't have to worry about anything, but she just kept getting bigger and bigger, and mama cat said, you know, if you just get so big, you're going to fall off that shelf. But the reason she didn't want to jump off was because of the what ifs. What if I get lost? What if something happens? And could think of all kinds of reasons not to.
Sounds like a lot of people I know.
Yes.
That could really be a good analogy for people who are afraid to take that leap of faith and afraid to take chances in their life, the one and only life we have, as far as we know, right? Because they're afraid of the what ifs.
Right.
What did you think with regards to writing the book to appeal to kids of all ages? Because I was intrigued.
Well, I think all of us have a bit of the what ifs. We can think of reasons not to do something, and sometimes it's a bit of a fear of failure. We think, you know, well, it may not work. Right. And that's true, it might not, but you have to try. And as Fraidy's watching this mud dauber, the mud dauber flies up to Fraidy, and his legs kind of dangling, and says, well, if you're going to go anywhere, you're going to have to go somewhere. And that just hit a note with Fraidy, thinking, well, I guess you're right. So she made the big leap, and then she wondered, that wasn't so bad after all. Why did it take me so long to do that?
And you know, it might not necessarily be a mud dauber for people. It could be anything. It could be a person, an event that prompts us to change and to take that leap of faith. Did you think about that as you were writing the book?
Well, I write with kids in mind, and I'm thinking, you know, it's such a big deal for like a child to start to school or to go from preschool into kindergarten. Anytime there's a big step, you're going to move. You know, that's a big step. You don't know what you're going to get into. You don't know who your friends will be. But sometimes we need to do those things, and we need to make the best of them.
Well, I know that you have a lot of other wonderful books, and they are absolutely wonderful because they feature life lessons taken from nature as well. Can you tell me about them? And by the way, these are award-winning books.
Yes, all three. I've won a series with my 3 books with USA Book Awards, and all 3 are also Mom's Choice Awards. We Are Who We Are is a gold Mom's Choice winner, and The Snapdragon is a silver Mom's Choice. Fraidy Cat won a gold Mom's Choice. And the first book that I wrote was We Are Who We Are, which is about an owl and talking to his son in the forest and telling about all the different birds that are there. And all the birds are who they are because they're meant to be that way. And he says people are different because they can choose. They can be happy like the bluebirds, they can be peaceful like the doves, but they can also spread rumors like the mockingbirds, and they can be bullies like the blue jays. And he said, well, people are really lucky if they can choose who they want to be. I'll bet there aren't any mockingbirds or blue jays in the people world. And he says, that's the strangest thing of all, as he flies away.
Well, wonderful books. And I really appreciate you coming by and sharing them with us on the show. What valuable lessons, Melinda. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And again, the book is called Fraidy Cat. For more information on Melinda or any of the books she's written, please visit her website. It is melindachambers.com.